Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's KZ with a long overdue state of the channel update. This is going to be an update video talking about what has happened before with this channel, what's going on now, and some big announcements for the future, because I do have a decent amount to say and a lot of exciting things, so keep your eyes glued to the video. For once, I did not just put one image on here and we'll talk for 10 minutes with nothing. We have a lot to go over, so let's get started the only way I know how, which is to talk about my recent output. So, over the past few months, there hasn't been a lot going on with the channel. Around mid-March, we finished up the Trails from Zero LP, and that was the last big full LP on the channel. Then it was all Kingdom Hearts Marathon 2021, probably the best event I have ever done. It was a lot of fun. It spanned over nearly 30 days and finally ended around, I believe, late April. Then we're on break for videos. Didn't come back until mid-June-ish when we took on the Final Fantasy VII Remake bonus content, which was a lot of fun, but that was pretty much it. And then videos didn't appear anymore. There wasn't really anything going on. And there's some reasons behind that, and I kind of wanted to talk about my absence in a bit of a transparent way with you guys. So, here are the reasons why I stopped doing YouTube for a bit. First off, YouTube burnout. I screwed myself over quite a bit last year. I took on way too many projects at once while balancing the other things I do, which is regular streaming, as well as podcast work, where I am a big part of these podcasts. There's 2 of them that come out every single week over on gigaboost.com, on top of bonus ones through Patreon. I'm in charge of the editing on 2 of our Patreon shows and the editing of our weekly gaming news podcast. That puts a lot of work on my side that absolutely needs to get done. Streaming is also quite important, so all of that together, on top of all the YouTube stuff I did, led to some unfortunate burnout. On top of that, I had a big move. This happened around late June, but it was something that I was constantly plugged into as we were desperately searching for a new place. This was me moving in with Dan of Gigaboots, and that was something in the works during the marathon for Kingdom Hearts around March, and then finally started coming together in late May. And then in June, we finally got it done, which was right after the Final Fantasy VII videos came out. Finally getting settled in. People who followed my stuff kind of know the timeline as well, but I thought I would let you guys know that ensured definitely no YouTube content was happening. And then number 3, shifting priorities. The fact of the matter remained that the money that I make as a YouTube partner is pathetically low. Low to a degree that it would be questionable as a part-time job in real life, let alone it is definitely not a livable wage for someone who is out on his own in a way and trying to keep up their share of the rent, utilities, food, that type of thing. So it became this thing that I'm spending an exorbitant amount of time working on YouTube, where other avenues like my podcast work and especially my streaming are doing so much better for me that if I focus time on that, I'll be able to, live and still do the things I love. So despite this YouTube thing being something I'm passionate about, something I've spent 12 years enjoying a lot, it became this moment of maybe I should step back from that and do the things that are gonna work out for me. And that's kind of where this video came in, of kind of addressing that. I've talked about it on Patreon. I even made announcements that I was stepping back in major ways on this channel because it just did not seem feasible, and I've talked about that at length at moments. But this video exists not to stick by what I said. In fact, we're going to have a change. In fact, we're getting back to work. We're getting back to making this channel active again. It's not going to get the sloppy seconds of my stream or anything else. I'm getting back to doing what I enjoy and the things that you guys, I imagine, enjoyed. Which is why I'm here to announce some new Let's Plays. We have Trails to Azure and Tales of Arise that will be starting this coming September. Trails to Azure is going to be starting first because I've already been working on it. And then Tales of Arise will happen later in September because, of course, the game's coming out soon. I think it's coming out on like the 9th or the 10th. You'll probably have to give me at least a week after the game's out to actually start putting videos out. Mainly because I have, again, all those other things I talked about that I do alongside the channel. But also, you know, the game just came out. I want to be able to get a stockpile of videos. But in both cases for these will not be live streams. These will be offline videos that I recorded, just like I always have been. The only other time I've done like the live stream Let's Play thing is with FF7 Remake, and I can't say I necessarily think that works or is conducive to me for both videos and streams. I feel like they should be separate. That's kind of where I'm at on that. There may be special scenarios where I do things differently, but for now, going back to the old way. So for those who prefer my recorded video stuff over streams, you'll be pleased to know these two games will be covered in that way, the way I always have been. But of course, this channel hasn't always been about Let's Plays. It's had one other important thing: Supercuts, best ofs, that type of thing. Well, I have some great news about that. The return of Supercuts. Now, for people who like that type of content, the best moments from anything I do, you should be happy to know that we got a bunch of them that you may not have seen if you don't follow me on Twitter or don't hear me mention them from time to time on a stream. You can see thumbnails for them in the background of this little part of the video. That's because I have released, at the time of this video's release, 23 Supercuts. I didn't publish them to subscribers, so if they filled up your feed, YouTube is a terrible website that doesn't do the fucking thing it's supposed to. And just decided you should have them. But if you go on the channel now, you'll be able to see all of them are public. These are streamed Supercuts across a variety of things, from Mario Party 6 and 7 matches, to a little bit of that Mario Golf or Smash Bros, to playthrough stuff that are solo streamed, something I've never really done for my channel, where I've been going through the Final Fantasy franchise on stream this year. So I did Final Fantasy 1 through 4 and Mystic Quest. There are Supercuts collecting the best moments from those, as well as the co-op death stream type stuff, whether it's me and my friend Alto going through Resident Evil 5 and 6, or some of the more traditional death stream stuff in the way we do like the Kingdom Hearts marathon, with stuff like the Bouncer. And all of that is now up on the channel. And I didn't do anything with this. As it turns out, I did the streams as I usually do, but a fan made all of these Supercuts. Amazing G Guy, or G for short, did all of these just of their own desire. And I thought that was really cool, and when I was looking to kickstart this channel again, I thought it was only right to talk with them and hire them on as an editor. So they are now an official editor for all Supercut content on this channel. Every single one of those videos of the 23 that are out right now were edited by them, and I paid them, of course, for it, and I'm paying them for every single piece of content they do for the channel. It's something that I really wanted to do, and it's exciting. Between this and the Let's Play content, we have, like, you know, a decent amount of stuff going on, and I feel like the channel's gonna do pretty well with this stuff, because it's the stuff you guys have subscribed for. Of course, there are challenges, and we can't do this alone. That's why, yes, I'm promoting my Patreon. Being able to, one, make this channel profitable and the things that I'm doing with it profitable, and the ability to make sure that I've, you know, paid my editor what they absolutely deserve for the work they're putting in, isn't cheap. And as a result, I'm promoting my Patreon. If you're interested in making sure that this channel can continue, both with my videos and these special edited Supercut videos, then please consider becoming a patron over on Patreon. The money that you contribute will directly go to both myself and my editor pretty much every time. So, you know, this is the thing that's going to ensure that we can continue to do this stuff. In terms of perks, I don't really offer much. You get access to the Discord with a role if you pledge, like, on the higher tiers. And every single one of my patrons will appear in the credits of future videos. There'll be a little video. It scrolls the credits for every patron with special highlights with bigger text to give the standout patrons, the $25 and $50 level, give them a little bit more love. So you've seen that in previous Let's Plays I've done, like the Trails games, or just like look at the last 3 or 4 Let's Plays I've done, and you can kind of see the credits roll, and then you can see generally how I do that. So if you're interested in helping out, either just to have your names in the credits of videos, or to just make sure we can keep the lights on, then please consider doing that. But that's kind of where we're at here. It has been a crazy year for me. A lot of big changes, but I want to get back to doing what I always did. And this is my opportunity to do so and experiment. And with your guys' help, through watching the videos and maybe, you know, throwing some couple bucks my way through the Patreon, we can keep this thing going for as long as we can. And I think we can. So I would like to thank you guys so much. Shout out to G, our new editor that has been hired. And gonna start doing the thing that you like, where I make the content. And you're like, oh man, he made the content. That's cool. And I'm like, yeah, this is cool. Anyway, that's it. That's it for the video. Check out those supercuts that are now available. And I'll talk to you again soon. New Let's Plays are gonna start sometime in September. And then you'll see videos in your feed, and it'll be cool. And I'm gonna hit stop now before I start rambling until I'm dead.